first edition of PHIS Rooster Report.
I'm Maddie.
And I am Nelson.
And we will be your anchors.
Staff have been working hard since September to produce the show you will see today.
These stories are a reflection of what has been going on here at PHIS since the beginning of the school year.
I hope we can scare up a good story to begin with.
Speaking of scaring something up, here's Emily, Elena, Madison, and Aubrey with a story about Halloween.
What did you wear for Halloween?
I wore a Japanese costume to match my sister.
What did you do?
I went trick-or-treating with my friends.
What were you wearing for Halloween?
I was wearing a zombie doctor costume because I was bored. Yeah, okay.
What were you doing for Halloween?
I was trick-or-treating.
How much candy did you get?
I don't know, it didn't count.
What did you do for Halloween?
I went trick-or-treating with my friends.
What were you for Halloween?
A Dalek.
What's a Dalek?
A Dalek is a creature from Doctor Who with a robotic exoskeleton that really has only, it's the villain, and it really has only one instinct, and that is to kill all of their life forms, so it's quite
Cool. Thanks for coming. Bye.
Now for some background knowledge.
Started about 2,000 years ago in an ancient festival known as Samhain. The festival of Samhain is a celebration of the end of harvest season in Gaelic culture. Samhain was a time to stock up supplies and prepare for the winter. The ancient Gauls believed that on October 31st, the boundaries between the worlds of the living and the dead overlapped, and the deceased would come back to life in havoc such as sickness or damaged crops. The festival would frequently involve bonfires. It is believed that the fires attracted insects to the area, which attracted bats. These are attributes of the history of Halloween. Masks and costumes were worn to mimic the evil spirits.
Let's go Royals! Let's go Royals! Let's go Royals!
You know the season's over, right?
Of course, but when you're true blue at heart, you cheer all year round.
That's true. Let's take a walk down the first baseline with Tyler, Kaysen, Kelly, and myself, and relive those moments with those fortunate enough to attend today for the Royals and their playoffs. Which game did you go to?
the ALCS Game 4.
What was the most memorable part of the game for you?
When Lorenzo Kane came around with the MVP.
Who's your favorite player and why?
Stalkers because he made those 2 great catches.
Hello, and I'm interviewing Sarah Alton about the Royals game. Which Royals game did you go to?
I went to the second game of the World Series.
What is your favorite moment about the Royals game and why?
All of the souvenirs that I got.
Who's your favorite player and why?
Moose, because it was funny when he flipped into the dugout.
Jesse Mathis interviewed him for the Royals. Jesse, what game did you go to?
I went to the World Series Game 1.
What was your most favorite part of the game?
I think my favorite part of the game was getting a practice game ball.
Jesse, who do you think your favorite player is?
I think my favorite player is Billy Butler because he is mostly a home run hitter.
All right, we're here interviewing Mrs. Arbuckle for a newspaper, and we're going to ask her about the Royals and their playoffs. First question, what game did you go to?
I went to the wild card game against the Oakland A's.
Question 2, what was the most memorable part of the game?
It had to be at the very end when Perez hit the line drive down the third base line in order for us to get the run in to win the game. It was very exciting.
Question 3, who did the best in the game and why?
I don't know that I could pinpoint just one player that did the best. It was a very exciting game. We were down several runs and we tied it up, and we were tied for several innings, and we had a chance to win it, and we didn't. And we just kept going into extra innings, and finally we won it in the 12th. And so I think it was just a team effort with all the players coming.
Which playoff game did you go to?
I worked the first 2 games in the ALCS, and then I worked the first 2 games of the World Series, and got to go to Game 7 as a team. I think the most memorable moment was Salvador Perez, his hit down the third base line against the A's, because then that really helped them to go to the playoffs and on their run.
Who's your favorite player?
I really like Alex Gordon. I think he does a great job. He shows perseverance and endurance, and he's always willing to throw himself against the wall to prevent the run from coming in.
Let's go Royals! Let's go Royals!
Man, it's time to move on. Speaking of moving on, our next story is about Pleasant Hill's homecoming.
Let's go to Hannah, Paige, Cheney, and Libby to hear about what role our students here at PHIS play in.
Pleasant Hill is on October 3rd. The whole town of Pleasant Hill participates in this tradition. 2 things that PHIS students participate in are the homecoming parade and spirit week.
Did you go to the parade?
Yes.
Were you on a float?
No, but my little brother was.
What was your favorite float and why?
The 5th grade football float because all my friends chucked candy.
Did you participate in Spirit Week?
Yes.
What was your favorite day?
Purple and gold day.
Why?
Because we got to show team spirit for our school by wearing our school colors.
Were you in the parade?
Yes.
What was it like?
It was very fun.
Were you in the parade, and what did you do?
No, but I caught candy in an umbrella.
What was your favorite float?
All of them. I really didn't have a favorite. What was the parade like?
Busy.
Did you get lots of candy?
Oh, I rode a float.
Okay. How was that? What float did you ride?
Baseball one.
Okay.
Can't wait for homecoming next year.
Hey Maddie, have you noticed a few new faces around the building this year?
Yeah, actually I have. Here are Reagan, Haley, Jaden, and Delaney to shine the spotlight on one of those new
Where's our teacher spotlight? I'm going to ask her a few questions. How was the choir performance?
The choir performance went great. Everybody was really well behaved and our music sounded wonderful, so I was really, really excited for everybody.
What made you want to be a music teacher?
I decided I wanted to be a music teacher when I was in 8th grade, so not that much older than you guys are now. And I really love music, and I like to be involved in all my choirs, so I started taking piano lessons and got started from there.
What is your favorite song that your choir kids have performed this year?
There's lots of favorite songs. I think that I like the songs most. It's hard to pick because I like the songs that like my students enjoy the most. So if you guys are having a really good time, then I'm having a really good time.
What is your favorite thing about the school?
About the school, I love that I get to focus on 5th and 6th grade. And so I like that I get to plan things that go with that. And I also really like all the teachers that I get to work with here and throughout the whole district. I get to work with a lot of nice people.
What are you most excited for this year?
I'm really excited because tonight, it's Wednesday, so I get to announce the musical to all of the excited middle school and intermediate school kids. And so I'm very excited about that. I'm excited for that performance. And I'm also really just excited for all the new opportunities that the next semester is going to bring.
Is this your first time teaching 5th and 6th graders?
It is my first time teaching 5th and 6th grade. It's actually my first teaching job. So
Do you like the new school?
I do like the new school. My classroom is wonderful. I have so many resources and so many cool things to do with all the kids. So
What is your favorite thing about your classroom?
my favorite thing about my classroom is how big it is. I can set everything up at one time, and I love all of the cool instruments that it came with. Not very many teachers get to have a ton of guitars and a ton of mallet and drums instruments, so that's awesome.
That's right. She's in choir. We're going to ask her a few questions. So, how was the choir performance?
I think it was good.
What's your favorite thing about choir?
Probably that we sing, and I love singing.
What made you want to be in choir?
Looking forward to going to performances.
What's the favorite song you sang this year?
We're practicing it, but as for Navidad.
Have you been in choir before this at all?
Yes. How many times have you been in choir?
Her has done wonders with choir.
Yeah, and we are very lucky to have her this year.
Staying on theme of new faces, Emma, Maddie, Mallory, and Mariah have some great insight from a few of the new 5th graders to our building.
What classes do you have homework in?
ELA and I have homework in ELA and math.
Do you like having homework?
Not really,
Why don't you like having homework?
because it takes too much time in my schedule.
Do you have homework in any classes?
We have homework in math.
Do you like having homework?
No,
Why not?
because it takes away a lot of the time in my day.
Lockers. Do you like your locker?
Not so much, because mine's at the bottom and I my stuff, the person that's on top of me, his stuff always falls on top of the locker and I get my stuff. I like math homework because I like math, and sometimes I don't like math homework because it's frustrating. We switched classes this year.
What did you have this year that you didn't have last year?
Science.
Do you like having science?
Yeah, it's something fun to do, and like I can learn more, and sometimes we can have science experiments.
Do you like specials?
Yes.
What's your favorite special?
PE,
Why?
so I can be more active during the day.
What do you have this year that you didn't have last year?
Science.
Do you like having science this year?
Kind of.
What specials do you like?
I like PE
What? Why?
because I like to be physical. I like computer and art
Why?
because I like art and I need work on my typing.
Next year in 6th grade, you get a year-long special. What would you like it to be?
Probably art.
Homework in.
Every class, Miss Williamson's, Griffiths, and Miss Lovell.
Do you like having homework?
It depends. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
What times do you not like homework?
My challenge is really ELA. I don't really like as much as usual.
Why not?
It's challenging, and I plus don't enjoy it as much as the other classes.
What do you have this year that you didn't have last year?
We switched classes this year.
First broadcast.
We hope you enjoyed, and we look forward to producing another great show for you soon.
I'm Nelson.
And I'm Maddie. And that does it for this edition of PHIS
Rooster Report.
I saw him dancing there by the record machine.